imagine going to sleep one night in your nice warm bed, having sweet dreams about being by the campfire, eating marshmallows and s'mores, and then waking up in the middle of Africa's savannah being ripped apart by a pack of hungry, hot, savage hyenas.
Well, that's what this video is about.
Also, Globey didn't quit. He just got mad, so I had to lure him out of his house with cheese puffs.
Wait, you did what?
Never mind. Anyways, we gotta explain some rules. We can't just say you wake up in space and die, or you wake up in the bottom of the ocean. That would be pretty bad.
And we can say specific region of a country, but not the whole country. For example, you wake up in Russia. That would be good if you woke up in, like, European Russia, but you wake up in the middle of Siberia, and it's in the middle of the winter. That would be far worse.
So, to decide which countries are bad, let's go over some categories.
The first category is homicide rate. The winner of this category goes to Honduras with only 90 murders per day. And sometimes it even says it could be like 100 people dead a day. Don't do drugs, kids.
The next category is climate. The two winners are Antarctica and Burkina Faso, with Burkina Faso being so freaking hot and Antarctica being so freaking cold. So if you wake up in either one of these locations and whenever you're wearing, you'd be dead, man. Or a woman, not trying to assume your gender.
The next category is corruption. Do I gotta be serious? It's obviously the United States of America. Because being Americans is really being under a dictatorship by Joe Biden. Just kidding, I'm not retarded. The winner is actually North Korea. And the last category is deadly animals. This should be real obvious. It's Australia. Now that we have our categories, let's go on to the list.
Number 5, Brazil. Brazil may seem nice, but not only has it a high murder and crime rate, but half of the country is freaking jungle. And just imagine Australia and it was a wet country other than the jungles. You got another nightmare. Imagine Detroit, but worse. So pick your position. A monster-sized jungle with a giant bird eating spiders, super-sized venom snakes, poisonous frogs, jiggers, piranhas, alligators, crocodiles, so many bugs that want to bite you, or you can live in a socialist nightmare of a rundown neighborhood where you're likely to get shot within a week and your organs are sold on the deep web.
Number 4, China. China is a communist country where it's very cruel to its people because, well, I don't know why, but it's even a place where a freaking protest and freaking massacre happened and stuff. Not just that, even though some part of the country is literally a freaking dictatorship, there's also part of it which is actually a mountain range.
Number 3, North Korea. Now you might be asking, why we put this in number 3? Well, it's not that bad and stuff, but it is bad though. If you woke up in North Korea, you would have to go into hiding. If you get caught, you would have to go into forced labor for the rest of your life, starving. Barely have enough energy. You remember when you were a kid and said, I wonder what grass tastes like. Well, you'll be wondering a lot in North Korea. You can't leave the country, obviously. Even if you end up finding food or finding some, you have to share or else you'll get executed. Woohoo! Communism!
Alright, before we get to number 1, we got to do some honorable mentions. Venezuela, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Sudan, Syria, and we also can't forget about Yemen. So now it's time for the worst country, one you wouldn't even dare step a foot in. Number 1, South Sudan. You know, like one of those African stereotypes where they say, like, living in dirt huts and, like, a lot of war, famine, disease, poverty, and also some murder and stuff like that. Well, those stereotypes are very true if you live in South Sudan. Can't even describe how bad it is, but I'll leave you with a quote from God Almighty Sam O Nella Academy.
Aw, come on.
Not what they want. It must be great to live in South Sudan now, right? No, not really. It's actually just about the worst place you could ever choose to live in. Seriously, if somebody gave me the choice of moving to South Sudan or living the rest of my life with my dick inside an anthill, I'd be slathering on the honey before they even finish their sentence.